and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. And today, guys, we are taking a cheeky look at XRP and specifically the SEC's true motive. True motive.
Interesting.
We'll obviously have a look at what's going on there, and then we're going to have a look at the XRP chart because I see it as a really positive move, specifically after the the halting of trading of XRP. So, unable to sell it and therefore, prices go up and stuff. So yeah, we'll get into some of that stuff and we'll take a look at what's going on in the charts as well. So if you find it useful, informative, do go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really appreciates it. I really appreciate it. And I like to think you really appreciate it too. And if you're new to the channel and not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, with all that said and done, Chris, shall we jump over to the desktop and see what the SEC's true motive may be?
Yeah, let's get into this one. You know, this is like one of my favorite topics at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. Let's take a look. So a former SEC official questions the true motive of the lawsuit against Ripple. So this is 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧𝗃, who reportedly warned 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗃 and the SEC about filing the lawsuit against Ripple Labs for potentially billions in losses, and that's to the investors. And yeah, he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. Billions worldwide of third-party damages, innocent third parties at that. The former SEC commissioner questions the true motive of 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧𝗃 and the SEC, and I think a lot of people have been questioning that too. So 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗏, an attorney who focuses on the cryptocurrency sector amongst others, yesterday posted a thread on Twitter that shed further bad light on the SEC lawsuit against Ripple Labs. So the lawsuit was filed just days before Christmas and the departure of the SEC chairman 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓𝗏. We all know this, which is why there were voices that suspected unknown motives on the part of the high-ranking officials behind the lawsuit, and rightfully so, because nobody does drop a nasty brown stinking pile of something on someone's desk before they go, right? It doesn't seem the right thing to do. It doesn't make a lot of sense unless there's something else at play here. At least that's my opinion, Chris.
Yeah, I'm aligned to that.
So 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓𝗏 is now taking the same tack, right? Claiming that SEC was warned by Joseph, a former SEC commissioner under US President Ronald Reagan. Love that name. We all know why. The investors could lose billions considering the magnitude of an SEC enforcement action. And that's a direct quote against Ripple Labs, right? And that's what basically Joseph reportedly sent 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓𝗏 a letter before filing the lawsuit, wherein he warned in detail of the consequences and also questioned the motives. So an SEC official doubts motives behind the lawsuit against Ripple. According to 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓𝗏, warned that the mere filing of the lawsuit declaring XRP an unregistered security, and here's a quote, would result in unprecedented scenario of billions of dollars in losses resulting from the exodus of intermediary market service providers, which we just probably slim that down to, say, exchanges, for example. This 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓𝗏 said was a direct quote from the former SEC official who saw it all coming. And I think that's some fantastic foresight there as well from 𝗕𝗏. So here's the quote right in green. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓𝗏 was warned by 𝗕𝗏 that the SEC initiated, if the SEC initiated an enforcement action declaring XRP an unregistered security in present day, these exchanges would have no choice but to delist or to halt the XRP trading from fear of an SEC action against them. So 𝗕𝗏 reportedly expressed concerns about XRP, has been publicly traded in the US and globally for 7+ years with the SEC's full awareness and basically implicit permission. The SEC was aware that the XRP was being actively traded as on over 200 exchanges globally, including the US. So, it doesn't make a lot of sense. In addition, 𝗕𝗘𝗪 stated that there were no allegations of fraud or misrepresentation in the SEC's complaint against Ripple Labs and its founders. Given this fact that no fraud was alleged, and the fact that XRP had been allowed to trade for 7 years, Grunfest reportedly pleaded with Clayton that no pressing reason compels immediate enforcement action, a direct quote. So, as XRP investors know all too well, however, Clayton ignored this warning. As 𝗕𝗘𝗪 also writes, in the face of no pressing need, Grunfest questions the true motives of Clayton and the SEC. Grunfest reportedly wrote that applying existing securities law to XRP, but not Ethereum, calls into question the Commission's discretion, right? Because if today's XRP is a security, so is Ethereum. And it's a really interesting point because a lot of the crypto space should be concerned by this. There's a lot of, I guess, territory when it comes to cryptocurrencies, and it's a bit new to us because other markets you don't have it so much. But there was a lot of laughing emojis, shall we say, in terms of XRP holders, right, or towards XRP holders. And yet, I don't think people fully understand what this actually means for the entirety of the crypto space. XRP is just one of many that would fall into that categorization if the SEC get their way. So according to 𝗕𝗘𝗪, Grunfest basically told Clayton and the SEC that if he filed this case claiming that XRP is a security, it's because of other reasons unrelated to the law. 𝗕𝗘𝗪 further asserts. And Clayton and others were well aware that the mere filing of an enforcement action, not limited to specific distributions of XRP directly from Ripple, by alleging that all XRP constitutes securities, could prove to be a kill shot against Ripple and XRP. Will J. Clayton be appointed the new US Attorney of the Southern District of New York? That's the other piece of news that's kind of been floating around a little bit. In light of 𝗕𝗘𝗪's revelations, yesterday's news that the US President Donald will nominate J. Clayton to replace Jeffrey as the US Attorney of the Southern District of New York also appears in a different light. As CNBC reports, basically Jeffrey said he will not leave until Clayton is confirmed by the Senate. Although Attorney General William Barr claimed that Berman is stepping down. So who knows what's going on there? I don't think anything's confirmed yet, but J. Clayton, well, there's lots of words we can have for him, isn't there? I find this interesting, though. Clearly, they were warned. We obviously have that kind of coming out now. And, Grunfest wasn't wrong.
Yeah, and, I don't really tend to like, lining up dots and, conspiracy theorists and all this sort of stuff. But J. Clayton's wife has been working for I think it was about 17 years at Goldman Sachs.
Yeah, exactly. And they launched their own cross-border payments solution, right?
Yeah. Coincidence? Maybe not. Who knows?
Who knows? All right, so Chris, shall we get into the charts and take a look at XRP and what's currently going on?
Yeah, let's do it, Nick.
Fantastic. So in here, I actually had this cross kind of scoped out, right? So we had the SEC lawsuit. Crash. We found the bottom down here at 17.5 cents, right? That's what that represents. So we have a good strong support down there, but we have bounced up from that zone, which is a fortunate thing. We also have our downward trend here, and we have a bit of an upward trend, which is also good to see, right? So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, and I'm going to get rid of this because we don't need that. So we'll get rid of that. Make it a little bit easier to see. Now, this upward trend had 3 touch points, and we obviously had our resistance line here. One thing had to happen by the time we got to this cross section. We were going to go down or we we're going to go up. We went obviously down. Now, that meant that this downward trend was still supporting, but actually we went sideways basically for these 4 days. And then yesterday, the day that the halting happened, no one was able to take advantage of trading XRP in the US. And hey, look, we've got a massive green candle all the way up here testing this former trend line, right? So now this could be a trend line in the uptrend. just as a resistance trend line rather than a support trend line. So that's going to be interesting. I'm going to extend this one out, see if this continues in any way. We have still, we're still currently below our resistance level though, and now resistance is at 30.2 cents. So if we can get above this and close above it, follow this trend line, we might start approaching some decent levels here in our way out of this particular scenario. But the other thing to bear in mind, guys, and something that we've mentioned quite a lot here, is it doesn't really matter if Ripple get found guilty or they get found, to be innocent. Ultimately, the damage that has happened, and this is what you can see now. And once a settlement or a verdict is finally drawn and this whole thing gets put to a close, we're going to see some fantastic gains. And what I mean by that is all about the kin token. For those who don't know, kin is a cryptocurrency that was deemed a security, and Kick Interactive was the guys who sold it as an unregistered security and were sued by the SEC. In doing that, basically, it had price depreciation, it crashed as expected, and ultimately, the very day that they were found guilty, because they were found guilty, we saw significant gains. So as you can see on here, the day that they were found guilty, of the 20th of October, printed a green candle, followed by green, a little bit of indecision, green, green, massive green. Basically, within 7 days, the thing shot up 961%. Okay, so it doesn't matter, even if you're found guilty, you're going to see gains. XRP is not going to zero. Majority of the actual business of Ripple is outside the US, so it really doesn't matter what happens in the US. It's very insignificant to Ripple themselves. And from a trading point of view and a cryptocurrency point of view, well, we're just in a massive accumulation phase ahead of a verdict. Whether it's a settlement, whether they're found guilty, found innocent, it doesn't matter. Expect gains. So 961% in 7 days for kin. Within 66 days, we saw a high of 1,900%, and that was 1,900% growth after being found guilty of selling unregistered securities. So am I worried about XRP? No, absolutely not. Am I selling XRP? Absolutely not. Am I accumulating? Maybe. I think there's potential for gains to be made here, so why wouldn't I be accumulating XRP? And I think, unfortunately, the timing on this thing was key for Clayton, but ultimately, XRP, I'm as bullish as ever. Yes, we might not have the same bull cycle that we've seen in previous years. It might be slightly delayed, possibly, and maybe, in fact, the market won't care, and it will just continue as always. Obviously, with some exchanges delisting or halting trading of XRP, that becomes slightly problematic depending on where you are in the world. But for most people in the world, they still have access to XRP. So is the bull cycle going to continue as expected? These are the questions, right?
Yeah, there is something to flag, that I found out about the kin token is they were allowed to continue trading it, but it was slightly different. So you had to be an accredited investor in order to be able to buy it as a security. So they could do something similar with XRP. I guess, what does that mean for us? So if you're currently holding XRP, then you're very, very lucky. So if you held through this whole period, that's fantastic. I'm not talking from a UK perspective. I'm talking from a US perspective, right? Because in the UK, it's not classed as a security, so we can trade it openly as retail investors. But in the US, you might not be able to as a retail investor. You'd have to be a accredited investor to purchase it as a security. So if it is deemed a security, then that's likely to happen, I would imagine. So if you've got it, fantastic. If you haven't, then perhaps you should have kept it. I don't know. We'll see how things sort of play out, I guess. But one thing that I am certain of is the price will go up, like Nick's suggesting, regardless of the outcome. That's my opinion on it. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but yeah, it's one to be aware of. And there's different, things that XRP could still be classed as. It might not be classed as a security. I think Brad Kimes, one of the XRP YouTubers, mentioned that it could be I think he called it what was it, a border bond or something along those lines. I can't remember exactly what it was. I did mention it earlier in our live stream. But with that said, there are some other things that it could be classified under. So, I guess it's still open, isn't it, till we get a decision from either a court or through a settlement of some sort.
Absolutely. So, guys, what I'm just trying to say here is, yeah, there's definitely something not quite right with Jay Clayton's decision to do this. He was clearly warned of the consequences of such an action, went ahead and did it anyway. Hopefully a lot of this stuff will get cleared up in due course. And it doesn't really matter from the charting point of view. If you're fortunate enough to still have XRP and believe in it long term, then I still think you're going to do absolutely fine, regardless of whatever happens to XRP. Ultimately, I still think they're innocent. Personally, I don't think they really have too much of an argument to say it's a security. But yeah, do watch this space. I think we're going to see some fantastic gains for XRP. It's just a matter of waiting it out, I believe. So if you found it useful, informative, do go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really appreciates it. I really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with that said, we hope you have a fantastic day, guys, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Take care.